traveling to another African country, from Lagos to Ouagadougou, Nairobi to Bobo Dioulasso, without paying a visa fee. That just became a reality in one nation, Burkina Faso. Very briefly, location, significance in the Sahel region, recent political situation, military government under Captain Ibrahim Traoré since 2022. Vanguard News. Visa policy in Burkina before this change. Before this policy, many African nationals had to pay visa fees, though some West African citizens enjoyed visa-free entry under ECOWAS agreements. Vanguard News also mentioned the e-visa platform, visa on arrival for some, etc. Wikipedia. Political context. Burkina Faso recently withdrew from ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States, along with Mali and Niger. Vanguard News. The government has been emphasizing Pan-Africanism as part of its ideology. Captain Traoré's leadership has projected that image. The Namibian, also ongoing security challenges in the Sahel with Islamist insurgencies, as well as questions around governance and civil liberties. These form part of the backdrop. The Namibian. The policy. What was announced? On the 12th of September 2025, Burkina Faso's government announced that visa fees are abolished for all African nationals. AP News, Agence de Presse Africaine. However, visas are not abolished entirely. Travellers will still need to fill out an online visa application which undergoes approval. It's just the fee that is removed. Vanguard News, the legal mechanism. The change is part of the 2025 Amending Finance Act, following a decision in a cabinet meeting chaired by Captain Ibrahim Traoré. AP News, Agence de Presse Africaine. Purpose as stated by the government, to strengthen intra-African cooperation. AP News, Agence de Presse Africaine. To promote trade, tourism and movement of people and goods. Agence de Presse Africaine. To affirm Pan-Africanist ideals, build bridges rather than borders, and increase Burkina Faso's visibility abroad. AP News, Agence de Presse Africaine. What this compares to. Other African countries, 1-2 minutes. Countries with similar visa-free or fee-abolished policies for Africans. Ghana, Kenya, Rwanda. Burkina Faso is joining a growing trend. Vanguard News, the African Union's push, free movement is part of AU Agenda 2063 and other efforts. The idea of an African passport, visa-free travel, residence and establishment are often cited in AU documents. Burkina's move is aligned with those aspirations. IOL, but also contrast. Even in countries that have eased visa regimes, Burkina's move is aligned with those aspirations. IOL, but also contrast. Even in countries that have eased visa regimes, there may still be fees, bureaucratic hurdles, security checks, etc. This makes Burkina Faso's free visa fees stand out. Benefits and opportunities. For travellers, less financial barrier, cheaper travel, more spontaneous trips, boosting tourism. For Africans wanting to explore their continent, that can be huge. For Burkina Faso, more tourists, more trade, more cultural exchange. This could help the economy via hospitality, food, lodging, local services, enhancing international visibility, might encourage diaspora visits. APA News, Agence de Presse Africaine. For Pan-African integration, reinforcing connections between African states, reducing isolation, possibly creating more stable regional cooperation. Also symbolically important, breaking down colonial-era visa regimes and restrictions. Tap potential challenges and questions, 2 minutes. Security and vetting concerns. Removing fees doesn't remove need for oversight. The online application requirement remains, but governments worry about illegal immigration, overstays, misuse. Can Burkina Faso manage that? Infrastructure and bureaucracy. Digital systems, visa applications must be efficient, accessible. What if many more people apply? Are systems ready? Internet access issues across Africa could impede online applications. Costs to the government. Lost revenue from visa fees. How large is that? Can the government absorb it? Will this policy have unintended budgetary strain? Political concerns. Burkina's withdrawal from ECOWAS may have implications. Visa-free relations inside West Africa have existed under ECOWAS. Now that relation is changing, will that policy be fully preserved? Vanguard News. Security situation in Burkina. Insurgencies and violence are still major problems. Even with visa fees removed, safety will matter to travellers. Also, such internal instability could dampen tourism. Practical info for travellers. 1 minute. If you're a citizen of another African country wanting to visit Burkina Faso, 1. Check whether you need to apply online in advance. Even though there's no fee, you still need an approved application. Vanguard News 2. Confirm if your country had visa-free status already. In some cases, like West African countries, that may already... Here's an expanded version of the story about Burkina Faso scrapping visa fees for African travelers, structured so it could make a solid 10 to 15-minute YouTube video. Analysis and implications, 2 minutes. What does this say about Burkina Faso's foreign policy? The leadership under Traoré appears to be trying to claim a Pan-African mantle. This move gives some political capital domestically and internationally among African nations. Sahara reporters, the move could be read in the context of Burkina's shifting alliances, withdrawal from ECOWAS, desire for more autonomy, perhaps building new trade diplomatic relationships beyond traditional Western partnerships. Vanguard News. Also, this policy might put pressure on other African countries to follow suit. Visa regimes are often a barrier to tourism, business, cultural exchange, so this could accelerate reforms elsewhere. But there's also risk. If not implemented well, or without attention to security, infrastructure, it might lead to problems. Overload on immigration, illicit entry, or disappointed visitors if expectations don't match reality. Burkina Faso has removed visa fees for all African nationals, though visa applications are still required. It's part of a Pan-African push and aligns with other African nations easing travel restrictions. Emphasize what this means for viewers. Lower cost for travel within Africa is a step forward. More mobility, growing sense of African unity, new opportunities in tourism and culture.